Hi, my name is Julie Grimm, and I work with people to not only get in touch with what their purpose in life is, but then also to actualize that and start living it. There might be some background noise because I have a very cute Boston Terrier hanging out with me today. You could see his toys. I tried to make sure that they weren't so visible on the screen, but his many toys littered around the room. Dogs know what up. They know what's up. It's been really fun hanging out with him. Today, I wonder how I can, now I'm thinking, how can I relate this to dogs? Today, what I want to talk to you about is where do you get your energy from? Where do you get your power from? And this is a question that I've been looking at a lot when I started my own business. I really had to look at it because I think so many of us are used to becoming motivated through external sources. And when you start to run your own business, that doesn't really work anymore. A lot of that motivation has to come from yourself, unless you have a team in place around you, and in which case you could maybe continue to make that work. But for most of us, it really has to switch from this external force of motivation to a more internal source. But even within the internal source of motivation, there's a lot of different stuff going on. So what do I mean by internal and external motivation? So an example of external motivation would be validation from somebody else, approval, award, they would like you. Internal motivation is more about your own emotional state, reward system, discipline, and willpower. So if we're looking at moving from internal to external, let's say I no longer complete a project so that my boss likes me or so that I don't get in trouble with my boss, but now I complete a project because it's important for me and my business. I'm now moving from the external system into a more internal source of my own power, really, and energy. But even within the internal system, there's still a lot of variation, like where our energy can be coming from. And going deeper with that, it becomes very clear how, for the most part, in the US at least, we are based on fear. We act out of fear. So, I'll do something because I'm worried that if I don't, something bad will happen. Or, maybe I'm like angry about something, and so I act out of anger, or a lot of other things that I'm still getting the job done. And that's the funny thing. Like, I have a project and I'm worried that if I don't keep my project moving, my business is going to fail. So I'm acting out of fear, and yet the result might actually be okay. I'm keeping my business going. But the truth of the matter is that any action that I take that is sourced from an energy of fear is not going to be as great an action as if I sourced it from the energy of love and inspiration and excitement. And that has been a really hard lesson for me to learn, because I noticed that for myself, I want to keep going at a pace that doesn't allow me to only use inspiration as a source. And then there's also, more subtle energy going on there too, like discipline coming in. How can I discipline myself with love rather than with fear? Julie, lovingly, you need to get your ass in gear and keep working on this and really start making progress in a way that's keeping me going. And I don't just have to rely on inspiration, but I can now have a more systematic, regimented way of going about my work. And yet it's not sourced by fear. It's not sourced by worry. And I just really wanted to make that distinction clear, and then also invite everybody who's watching to really start asking themselves, where are they sourcing their energy from, and to look. And if you notice that you've been acting out of fear in some instances, how can you reprogram yourself to start looking at it? Perhaps it's the exact same situation, but now out of a space of love, like the example that I just gave. I'm afraid, I feel like I'm not doing enough. And maybe there's some truth there, like maybe I'm being lazy, and I know that there's more that I can do. There's an impulse then for me to push myself. And how can I push myself with love and invite positive willpower in, rather than push myself out of fear? So it's like the difference between challenging yourself to grow and forcing yourself to be something that you're not. And then really look at what the outcomes are that you're having in your life. Maybe you have more fun. That's been a huge thing for me. How can I have more fun in my business? And let me tell you, when I push myself out of fear, I'm not going to have more fun. So, opening up to those energies of inspiration, of positive willpower, and noticing when you come from fear or when you come from that desire for external validation or external reward system, and really just starting to tease that apart in your own life. Again, not judging bad or good, but just bringing that microscopic lens there and seeing if there's a way that you can spin it that actually creates empowerment for you from a loving space. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and I hope you have a lovely day. Good luck getting all of those to-do lists done, and I invite you to have some fun with them and to see if it can all happen from a place of excitement, of love, of gratitude, and these energies that are really much greater, more high quality fuel for our lives. So thank you very much. Bye.